Man, the wind is honking out here today. God alone knows. Well, guess Godzilla's back in town. So I was just outside. The wind's blowing like stormy weather. It's overcast. There's no birds. The fire trucks are going by. You know what that means? Godzilla must be back in town.
Were you singing the song?
No, I was not singing the song.
Okay.
This time. All right, we're back in the Tarbis. It's, what, a little after 3 in the afternoon local time. Wife and I had to run around and do a few things. Had a wonderful lunch at our favorite Chinese restaurant. So, I have noticed that this, saw it in the photograph, this seam up and down the spine's got to be addressed. And clean up this one on the bottom. That shouldn't be too, of course, around the new gear doors that I made. That shouldn't be, hopefully, too much of a problem. You know what? I think we're going to have to do something about how poorly it seals up at the bottom of the windscreen also. So a lot of cleanup to do before I go any further on that. On the Babs, here is where the glue hardened into nice little windows. So I'm going to, that was actually the kit window. I did find one. These are all made with this Canopy glue, just stretching that over. It does a really good job. I'm actually starting to prefer it to putting in some of the windows when the clear parts aren't that well made. So I've got plenty of cleanup to do here. Then I will mask it and mask the few remaining windows and shoot that in the silver, or excuse me, the aluminum, which is what I use on the wings, and they look good. Even sealed up the leading edges nicely. I've noticed that when this sits on the wings, it's not the snap in place you're kind of used to. It has, there's not an alignment pin or anything. It's just kind of a line it up visually and get it in there, which will work just fine. I love that, the way that flare goes out over that. That looks good. Probably save me from having to putty it up. Might want to put some putty here in the tail just to clean that up a little bit. And then I'll shoot that. Then I'll mask it and paint the blue across the top. So it doesn't look like the canopy is going to go flush with the end, but it's got a nice tight seal. So you know what? I'm just going to live with it. The only thing I could do is remove the canopy, grind it down in back, down here on the back side so it'll sit lower, or grind out some plastic, but that's a lot of work for a fairly nominal gain. There's a point in time you just go, you know what, I just don't think that's going to be worth the grief. Also have to mask these off. I've already painted the blue on there, so I'll mask it off and then hit that with the aluminum also. We got both wheels done that way. The engine's pretty much ready to go on there. This piece goes on in front of it. So then, let's see, it looks like this piece, oops. Whoa, come back here. Don't embarrass me, boy. This piece, there are alignment pins for it. It glues on the front, and then the engine mounts on that. Yeah, that's all good to go. So, also I was noticing, well, I thought this cowling was bucking out a little bit, but actually it's not a bad fit. I could sand it down just a little bit. You got to be careful about that. It's easy to do more harm than good. I think I will sand it down a little bit, but it's really easy to overdo that kind of thing. Remember, it's a kit model airplane. All right, well, that's where we're at for right now. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I got the covers for the windows, the masking fluid on the Babs, so it's hardening. I sanded down and sealed up a bunch of the gaps on the Mooney, so they're hardening. So while that's all hardening, I'm going to start working on the ARII Bonanza. Let's take a look at the kit. When you open the box, you have 2 cellophane packets, each containing a runner tree. One of them has the wings, tail, and the nose section propeller. The other one has the fuselage halves, landing gear, placard, gear doors, all the accoutrement. The stand, it has one of those ARII stands that you can do it a couple of different ways. You have what looks to be a very nice decal sheet. You have a 2-page instruction sheet and a parts map. And then there was something we didn't have. Well, we have a problem right out of the gate. There's no clear parts. So I did double check all the 2 plastic bags that everything came in, and these came out of the shrink wrap. So unless the clear parts were separate and got out of the box, they just weren't put in at the factory. There's a little bit of flash, actually quite a bit on some of these parts. I'm not overly impressed with it so far. I do know that ARII often got kits from other companies, and I'm not sure how good a shape the molds were in. Well, the Bonanza is a very simple build, so it's over there with the base white coat on it, hardening. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about the windows. I'll see if the clear glue can cover it up. If not, I'll put a tarp over it. And so I'll go ahead and get started on the Mentor. Well, the comment I made earlier about the canopy not sitting flush at the back, I now realize why. I couldn't tell earlier. The dark paint obscured it, but apparently the port side is not secured very well, so I may have to see about removing this and reseating it. Since I just painted it with gloss aluminum, I'm going to have to give that a few hours to harden, so I guess I'll just get back to it tomorrow. Maybe later tonight, probably tomorrow. And I'm letting the Mentor harden. I went ahead and pulled the canopy off of the babs, and there's no way I was going to fix that, so I'm going to refit it, remount it. I've got the canopies clamped down on both airplanes, and I'm using the white canopy glue, so I'm going to just leave them overnight to harden. The Mentor, the pilots are actually sitting a little high, so I had to squish them down a little bit, and I had to clip the legs off the front pilot to even get him in the cockpit, but he finally went. And I've got it sitting on its nose like this, all hardened, so that the tail section doesn't, the horizontal stabilizers don't try to droop as they harden. Right now I've started working on the little tug, and I have the little man for that painted as well. The white thinner wouldn't get, or the white primer wouldn't get it, so I hit it with some gray. Now I'll go over with some white again. Looking a lot better now. Alright, I'm going to shut down for the night. I have the chrome on the spinner of the Mentor and the Mooney done, and I'm just going to leave the Mentor and the babs there to clamped up, and a bunch of stuff pre-painted, tires and wheel wells and things. Got that all waiting to harden overnight. Then over in the paint booth, I got the Bonanza and the Mooney sitting there. Just, you know, I've got several coats on them. I've got more coats to go, but that will, you know, you got to put it on thin. So that's all hardening. And I got the little vehicle painted pink. I guess that's, I can go ahead and put one quick yellow coat on there. Yeah, the yellow goes real good over the pink. All right, there's the first coat of yellow, and the weather is still monstrous outside, so I better get in before it gets dark and the monsters come out. So that's how the day ended. Babs and the Mentor clamped on the desk and waiting for the canopies to harden. The Mooney and the Bonanza in the paint booth waiting for the paint to dry, along with the little tug that came with the Mentor, which, by the way, is a far more intricate little vehicle than I had realized. And the spinners are in my cluttered work area, hardening with enamel chrome paint so they'll shine better. And that was the day. Guys, you take care of yourselves. We'll talk at you later. And as always, model on.
Hit the open bottle of paint again. Colors flying into the wind. Landed on the model I just did. Why can't I remember the lid? Glue had gotten on my thumb, smeared it on the canopy, ain't that done? I'm a klutz, that's for sure, but somehow I endure building models, building models. I'm a klutz, that's for sure, but somehow I endure building models, building models. I'm a klutz, that's for sure, but somehow I endure building models.